So you've turned to crowdfunding, looks like twice.
Yes.
For
Yes.
your projects. Now the first one was that 2011.
Yes. So I'm not sure of the dates.
Okay.
What year?
It could have been before. It could have been 2010.
Okay.
Could have been. I'm not sure.
But you came up short the first time. Now, what was
Yeah.
your goal, and what was your time frame, and why do you think that happened? And then you went back and you succeeded.
Oh, okay. The first one was.
The first one, we didn't have anything to show. We just said we're going to make a movie, and we'd love your support. Our video was hastily shot and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but we wholeheartedly believed that we were going to do it, and that we could do it.
That we were gonna raise $70,000.
But we didn't have any concrete stuff to show.
We had a script,
So-
and we knew that we were ready to make the movie. But
Yeah.
how does the audience know that? We didn't do our homework in regards to Kickstarter, like what works and how you construct videos. It was just like Joe said.
Somebody later was explaining, you guys look like you just got back from some vacation, like a camping vacation, and you decided to shoot this, which...
Yeah, which more or less, it was just, we improvised one take and then used it, and they cut it up a bunch of times. So we failed miserably. I don't even think we hit, what did we hit, like $5,000 or $6,000?
If that, I don't know.
Yeah, so we got zero money because we failed.
Well, you raised some, I think. Sorry.
Well, it's all or nothing.
Right. But you had some backers. Were they people that you knew?
Well, right, but it's
most of them were people that we knew.
Most of them, but on Kickstarter, it's all or nothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the second campaign, we set up after we had shot the film. The film was already done.
Yeah.
We had, we were submitting the film to festivals, and we were looking to raise additional funds to support or to supplement the festivals and additional things that we wanted to add to the film, like coloration, if we were going to go down that road, or the sound. We had to do some ADR work, which was a pain in the neck. So those dollars were ultimate, and to like legal fees. That was another big one, because then we immediately hired an attorney. That was which was a very smart idea.
Did you form an LLC?
Yes. Well, all of that was done at the very beginning of the process.
Did someone advise you on that? That's a lot of times people don't always.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just start shooting then.
Yeah. No. I did. In pre-production before. Once we had the phone call, I then started crushing through a lot of books about production and production law as well, so that I would cover, so that I at least pretend that I knew what was going on, to cover both of us and the people that were involving themselves in this ridiculous venture. So thankfully I learned just enough to keep us above water, and then once the film was finished, then we got the attorney to make sure all of the contracts were done properly, and thankfully most of them were.
Yeah.
And the ones that weren't, we then just had her redraft.
Oh hey.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Redraft new contracts so that everything was legit. Yeah.
So what do you think was different when you went back to crowdfund the second time? Because you raised what, 15,000 the second
Yeah,
time?
I think it was like 14.8 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Or no, that was our goal. Yeah, we did. We had. I think we had over something around there. But the difference was that we had a trailer to show, and that people actually liked the trailer. So that made all the difference in the world. You got to have something to say. This is what you're funding, and rather than something,
Yeah, it was a lot more obscure. Now it was concrete. It was like, now we have a finished product. This is what we need to do. We need to come up with some funds to supplement these actions, and luckily we were able to raise some of that money. But we were lucky. We were lucky to, because that definitely did help, for the overall process.
Were some of the same initial backers that were from the first campaign, did you go back to them? And if so, what did you say? And did they jump back on?
Oh, I mean, we didn't really say anything.
Yeah, I don't know if we contacted anybody specifically.
We
it was
just
just
sent
kind
it
of a new message, you know, and a lot of those same people, you know, plus many more, actually.
Yeah, it came through big time. I mean, it definitely helped quite a bit. I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize, even for a film that's shot on credit cards and with virtually no budget, how much money it takes to finish the project and then to release the project to the distributor and to do it by the book legally. So there are, I mean, it's a lot of money to do or to come up with for a no budget film, and we were lucky because that definitely that helped us out.
When you told people about Kickstarter, did they know what it was? And how did you tell people? Whether it was an old college buddy or someone in your neighborhood back home? Like,
pretty much through Facebook. So if people didn't know what it was, they could click a link and check it out.
I don't remember a lot of. I mean, maybe I'm not remembering correctly because this has sort of been a traumatic experience. This whole
I'm
film.
so sorry.
No, not
Is
this.
Like okay.
Not
therapy.
yeah, no.
I don't mean to make you regress back to anything. Okay.
No. Not the Kickstarter. I'm saying I was being facetious. The film, the whole film process. But
Kickstarter's great though.
Kickstarter's amazing.
It's very cool. You know, this was the first time working with Kickstarter was with Oconomowoc, and it was really cool just to be able to browse the different projects that people are working on.
Yeah, there's some awesome projects on there. I mean, it's pretty neat. It's a pretty cool platform that they offer. But to get back to your question, I mean, I don't remember if we were getting a lot of questions like, what is Kickstarter? We sent out the link, and then it just sort of was spread through Facebook. Like, people were posting it over and over again.
I kind of felt bad, actually.
Yeah.
And people were just getting blown up with links all day long.
Yeah, all by not only by us, but by other people. Like, we were posting on our pages and the Oconomowoc the film page, but the
friends
fans,
and relatives.
Yeah, and the fans of Oconomowoc the film page were then posting it. So it was getting a lot of exposure in a short amount of time.
Yeah, which is a great thing.
Yeah, which is a great thing. So I don't know. I think they just figured out what Kickstarter was by then going to the link and watching and then reading. And there's a Q&A section or a facts section and on your Kickstarter page that really spells it out for people. So I mean, I'm sure we had to have had questions like, what's Kickstarter, or like what is it you guys are doing? But by that time, everyone was pretty well aware that we had made a film and that we were going to do some fundraising.
And most of these backers were all people that you knew personally, or people who knew someone you knew?
I'd say the majority were definitely people that we knew through some kind of connection, but there were definitely some organic, you know, funders that we didn't know, which is really cool to see when you're looking at your backer report every day, a couple times sometimes. Yeah.
Let's be real, yeah.
It's like, wow, I don't know who that person is. That's really cool that they were intrigued enough to, you know, give some of their own money to our project.
And then pass it on as well. You know, it's pretty cool because then you go back and you track and you see on their Facebook page they'd posted something about it. But yeah, I don't remember the exact percent, but if I had to guess, it would probably somewhere around like 20% of completely unique people that we couldn't trace back to anyone that we knew. So I mean, that was pretty interesting.
Did you ever feel like you were going outside of your comfort zone in terms of getting the message out there? Because you do have to almost be like this used car salesman for like a good month. And it's like, I think a lot of filmmakers don't want to do that because they don't want to be that guy or girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But did you have to kind of cross that line a little bit? And if so, how did you live with yourself in the morning?
Well, I think a little bit between him and I both posting. It got a little out of hand for a short while when you add in the movie Facebook page. But after a while, if people do that for you, then the message comes from everywhere, and people kind of are like, oh, well, what is this thing, you know? So
and then it sort of it reduces the amount that you actually are posting.
Yeah, and then they can't ban you or whatever because you're not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
And we set the Kickstarter page. I don't remember exactly how many days it was, but I think it might have been like 14. Like it was 14 or 18 days. It was less than 20 days, I think. I think I might be.
I think it was 30 days.
Really?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Wait, the first or second one? The first one was 45. The second one was, I think it was 18. I don't know. We can check it out. Somewhere between there.
But the kind of the curve on the graph was kind of like, you know, it exponentially shot up towards the end.
Yeah, which was nice. But yeah, to answer your question, it was. I don't like doing that at all. I mean, I don't even like telling people about our film on the street. Like, hey, come to the theater and watch our film. You know, I mean, you have to do it, especially at this stage, because no one knows who we are and probably no one really cares. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully we don't have to shoot things on credit cards anymore, and we can have scripts read and hopefully some funding. But yeah, I mean, all of that stuff is my least favorite part of the experience. The promotion. I'm not a big fan of that.
So you say you're a little bit uncomfortable being that sort of guy and pushing your project, but you did see how important it was at the end when there was sort of that curve and then it spiked up.
Yeah, I mean, not aside from Kickstarter, with any side of the marketing, even though we don't want to be the cheerleader, we have to be the cheerleader for our projects. No one else is right now. But undoubtedly, it is highly, highly beneficial to spread the word about your film or Kickstarter. I mean, without us pushing for that, I don't think we would be where we are.
But you also have to, you have to create something relevant, something that's news, something that people want to talk about or share, or they're interested in reading, not just some bland. Check us out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's got to be something
film.
intriguing or new.
Well, I like how some of your perks were a little bit self-deprecating, and I like that. There was like you kind of said, you kind of almost made fun of yourselves a little bit about the perks, and then also too with the quotes on your homepage for the film, you kind of almost poke fun at yourselves a little bit, and I think that's an interesting style, and I think maybe that helps people then. Yeah, they kind of go, oh, that's interesting.
They can identify a little bit.
Yeah. Whose idea was that?
I mean, I just think that's a similar. One of the things when when I first met Joe many years ago, that was one of the few things, because I don't really like anything else about him.
Well, it's all coming out now that the camera's on. Okay.
No, that's. I think we share that sensibility and style, sense of humor, where we want to laugh at everything, and if we're gonna laugh at everything, we really want to laugh at ourselves, because we live with ourselves. One, so you got to make fun of. I mean, you got to make fun of what you do, or at least see the humor in the majority of things you do, because it's ridiculous. We're ridiculous human beings. All of us are, and so.
One of those reviews, when we first started showing friends and family, bits and pieces of the movie, a lot of our relatives and stuff, especially maybe in the next generation up, we're kind of like, I don't get it. So there was some truth. That was based on some truth as well.
Yeah, and I mean, and there's humor. I mean, there's humor in the truth. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah.